Hello K-freaks, my name is Ara and welcome to my channel. Today I'll show you how to make the CARAT BONG, which is the official lightstick of 17. If you are new to my channel, let me tell you that we have made already a bunch of different lightsticks. And also, if you are new, I want just to clarify that I'm not doing this so people won't buy the official merchandising of the group. You always have to support your favorite group if you can. I really love how this one turned out. And also, don't forget to keep commenting which one you wanna see next. Now, without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. We're gonna need a flashlight. If you can find a straight one, better. Spray paint. I'll be combining 4 different kinds of glue. Hot glue gun, glue stick, super glue, and white glue, but you don't have to use all of them. Thick silver glitter. They use this one normally for nail art. Look how different it is from the normal one. Permanent markers. A clear ball. You have more information in the army bomb video. White foam. The template that I'll be leaving in the description box, an acetate sheet, and that's it. Okay, if your flashlight is all straight, you may have to skip this part, but I wanted to hide like the top part, the tip of my flashlight. So I just marked it on the bottom part of the half of the clear ball, and now what I'm doing is just hitting the tip of an exacto with a candle and then start cutting carefully. Also, you have more info in the army bomb video. It has to fit very tight like this, but don't put it yet. Now let's work with the other half of the clear ball. So as you can see, the top part has some glitter on it, but there is no dust or glue going there. So I came up with this idea. It might be a little bit tedious, but I think is the best one. So you will start by taking some glitter with your finger, just a few, 1 or 2. Then you touch it or stain it with some glue, and then you stick it to the clear ball. You have to be very careful with this part, and I know it takes a lot of time, but just put some K-pop until you have something like this. As you can see, it's completely clear, but at the same time it has all the glitter on it. Now let's work with our template. So what I'm doing here is I'm just drawing a small part like on each triangle, just from one side, and this will help us later to fold it and glue it together. So yeah, just follow my steps. And then once you have it, let's cut it. As you can see, I have it only from one side. To paint the acetate sheet for the diamond part, you can use spray paint. But the problem with this is that the spray paint is very opaque and the diamond is kind of transparent. So I came up with this. You can use tissue paper like rose or pink tissue paper, and then some white glue. You will brush it on the acetate sheet and then put the tissue paper. Let it dry very well and you're done. Now we will place our template upside down and outline it carefully. Cutting a thick acetate sheet with an exacto is kind of hard, but I recommend you doing it this way. It's much better. Now that we have our diamond shape, it's time to fold it. We have to fold it following all the lines that we have on the original template. I recommend you to keep looking at pictures while you are doing the DIY. And as you can see, the diamond is just a half of the diamond. So here I'm cutting the excess part to make it shorter. And then it's time to finish folding it. Please be very careful because you can break it. Now we have to cut the middle part of the template just to make the logo part in a black cardboard. And I'm using yellow tracing paper just to make it easier, but you can use any method that you want. And as you can see, I'm placing the logo upside down, so I will have it straight because I'm not using the part that will have like some line from the tracing paper. Now it's time to cut it very carefully and then glue it in place. Also very carefully. Make sure to place it well because once you glue it, there is no return. With the super glue, no jokes. And now it's time to glue the diamond itself together. You just have to put glue in the parts that you left and press them together hard until they're dry. And as you can see, I just added a small strip of black cardboard because the logo was a little bit different from the original one. In your template, it will be fixed already. This is how your diamond should look. Now, we will take again the bottom part of the clear ball, and now I'm tracing it in an acetate sheet. Then you have to cut it carefully, but you have to cut it a little bit smaller than the size that you marked because it has to fit inside the ball. And once you have it, you have to make another circle. So you will have to protect your surface and place one of them on top. Now with the spray paint, you have to paint half of it blue and half of it pink, just like I'm doing, and then leave it to dry. For the second circle, again you can spray paint it white, but it's too opaque. So here I'm just brushing some white glue. You have to make a very thin layer because the tissue paper doesn't need a lot of glue. And then place the tissue paper carefully because it breaks very easily, and then allow it to dry. Once both of them are dry, you should end up with something like this. Now it's time to glue them together, the white one on top of the gradient one, and also both of them with the shiny part looking up. So here I'm just placing some super glue and placing the top one, pressing hard, and that's it. Now it's time to glue our diamond to this base. You just have to make sure that everything fits well before cutting. Placing the diamond on top, I just marked with a Sharpie the part that touches the circle, and then I cut it with an exacto knife. As you can see, I left two small parts right here that will help me to glue the diamond to this circle. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. Putting some super glue and then pressing hard until everything is glued together. This is very important. You have to make sure that everything fits well together and that if you glue it this way, you will be able to close your ball. So that's very important. I lost the footage of the gluing part, but it's just basically that. I just put some super glue and then glued it in place. As you can see, I have some stains right here that are from the super glue, but don't worry because we will cover this part, so it's not that important. And once we make sure that it's very well attached, it's time to glue the two parts of the ball together. And we have the top part ready. I really love how this one turned out. You can use it as a decoration, I'm thinking right now. This is very optional, but I decided to glue a piece of tissue paper just on the top part of the flashlight because I wanted to blur a little bit the light. I don't want it to be that strong and hard. So now I'm just fitting everything together, and I'm putting some hot silicone on the base just to glue the two parts together, and be very generous on this part because you want it to hold very well. Now it's time to rub our Lightstick with the foam. You can do it just in the normal way, just fixing it and stuff, or you can do what I will do. I'm using a straightener, but an iron works fine also. So you need the help of another person because you have to heat a little bit the foam, and then you have to press it very hard against the Lightstick. What happens is that when the foam heats, you can shape it to the shape that you want. So if you hold it, you can see that it holds the shape. So if you still have some parts that haven't got the shape, you just have to reheat them a little bit and then adjust them to the Lightstick. To cut the top part straight, what you have to do is mark with a liquidy marker all the line, and then place again the foam, press hard, and you will have like the line transferred to your foam, and then you know where you have to cut exactly. I recommend you to cut a little bit higher than the mark that you had. Now it's time to glue everything together. We will start by the middle part, putting some glue and putting the Lightstick inside, adjusting it well, and then we will go with the sides. And we are actually done, but if you want, you can write the 17 writing that the Lightstick has on the hand part. I'm just handwriting it, first in pencil and then with a marker. And that's actually it for today's video. I hope that you liked it a lot. Personally, I really love how this one turned out. Don't forget to comment down below which one you wanna see next. And if you do this idea, I would love to see a picture on any of my social media. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Annyeong!